Okay, and we are officially recording. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Chef Sahira, and I am joined here today by the one and only Wonderfully Me, aka Wonderfully Her. so introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
Hello out there. I'm Robin, friend of Chef Sahara for many, many, many years, decades. And I have a channel on YouTube. It's called Wonderfully Me because my passion is travel. And on my channel, I share life lessons, experiences during travel. And, I just try to encourage everybody to get out there, utilize that passport, while we still have a little bit of wiggle room, go while you can. So I'm happy to be on with Chef Sahara.
Yeah, I actually so this channel is Chef Sahara Speaks, and for those who know me know Sahara has a lot to say about everything. So I don't want to just limit it to just food and recipes, but please check out the videos with me baking as well as cooking some things. But I do have a lot to say about a lot of different things. So Robin is on here today, or Wonderfully Me is here today, so we can discuss this movie that came on Hulu, The Supremes. And what is it? The Supremes at Earl's All You Can Eat.
All You Can Eat. Yeah.
Yeah, who knew? I didn't see any advertisement for it. Did you?
I saw some while I was on YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube these days. I did see a few advertisements on YouTube, about that it was on Hulu, and I definitely saw a few things when I was on like Facebook. I saw a few things, but I would say it hasn't been as widespread, and I haven't seen like a lot of chatter about it, like online. That I could say for sure. Not that I'm in social media like that, because I'm not. Like, who got time for all that? Like,
Okay. Yeah, I heard about it from Karen Hunter. I love me some Karen Hunter. And she has a segment that says on Fridays what she's watching. So this was one of the things she was watching. So I looked, and it was also Reasonable Doubt. So that's on Hulu too. Season 2 is good.
Now I saw it, but I haven't seen season 1. So now I'm gonna be able to binge season 1 and then get into season. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm not hearing you. I don't know what happened.
Is that better?
Yep.
You can hear me? I don't know. When I touch the microphone, it acts stupid. Truth be told. So let's not take it. Okay. So anyway, some good things to watch. Some good things to watch. So definitely we're going to talk about the Supremes. The Supremes. So on a scale of 1 to 5? How many stars do they give it? Let's say 1 to 5.
1 to 5. I'm gonna give it like 3.5 stars. I thought it was good.
Oh, okay. I think I was giving it. I think I was giving it about 4.5. I enjoyed
it. Really?
Yeah, okay. I did. Okay.
Yeah, all right. I'm 3.5. Okay, 3.75. I'll give it a little boost. But I mean, I definitely I like what they were talking about. The whole friendship idea. Like for me, friendship is everything. On my channel, I just posted some stuff about friendship, the importance of having good friends. So that's something that resonated with me, like that I felt like deep in my spirit, like, yes.
Okay.
And so I really love that part of it. And I felt like some of the things could have been explored a little bit more deeply. Like for instance, Barbara Jean, like you didn't really get an understanding for everything that was kind of going on with her. And, it kind of came on and it was kind of like, the stereotypical stepfather situation. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Let me
I
not
was
get
going
all.
to say, so Barbara Jean. So what time would you say this was? It's taking place.
It was in the 60s. They said it was in the 60s. At some point they said, because I remember it said 1968, so it must have started a little before then. So they were teenagers, so I guess they were like teenagers in 68, or were they born in 68? I don't remember when it was that they said the time.
I think it was about 68, because when they fast forwarded to, what were they watching? They showed a clip of Harlem Nights. And I was like, wait, they catching up to the times, right?
Right,
they catching up to the times.
Right. Yes. So
it started okay, so in the 60s. And you that is a good point. So we don't really have an understanding. But I think as the conversations went on, as they mentioned her mother, you kind of have an understanding of she was just in a bad place. Mother wasn't about nothing. And how the girls, how they became friends with Barbara Jean. They came and literally rescued her. Literally. Yeah. So
yeah.
That was I was feeling ways as soon as he put that arm on, but I love me some what's her name? Clarice?
Odette was about that life.
Odette was Clarice.
Clarice was the one who played the piano. Clarice was the one who played the piano.
Yes. Okay. So Odette.
They called her
Odette.
Reese.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the one who was ready to whoop his behind.
Yeah. She said, I don't want to get my dress. Yes. I wrote down a couple of the phrases. They said that she was a bold woman with a big mouth.
Yes.
And I love the part when she said, he was like, "Who you think you are?" And she said, "I whoop asses and nick souls." I thought that was the funniest. Okay.
Yes, I loved it. Yes. I think what I really also, I think maybe why I'm giving it a 4.5. I really did enjoy it, but I thought the acting was superb, especially as the younger girl.
Aunjanue Ellis as the adult version of Odette.
But I think Odette did well. I think she did well. Just as the younger
Odette was great. Yes. The young Odette was awesome. Yes, I will give her that. The young Odette was awesome. Yes. The young lady who played Barbara Jean was like, I felt like a little flat, a little one-dimensional. Like she was like a little too like naive, like too like.
But that was her life, right? Until she had to, and it played out until she got older. Right.
I think you kind of come to understand a little, as the movie progresses, you do get a little more. I was a little bit disappointed in Clarice, but then I also understood because they were saying how her mom was only interested in appearances, the appearance of something being good, not necessarily of something being good. And I was a little bit disappointed in Clarice because she seemed like she was so big.
Your sound is in and out. You have your mic plugged in. Your sound is a little.
I don't have my mic plugged in.
No, it's coming up a little. Do I sound choppy at all?
No.
Okay. Maybe I don't know. I'm hearing a little. Huh?
You don't sound choppy at all.
Okay. I'm hearing okay. But anywho, okay, so I thought Barbara Jean played a good role. She wasn't that naive because she didn't snuck off into the room with Chick, right?
Right. But speaking of Chick, I said leave it to Black folks to somebody trauma and give them a nickname. He was sleeping in the chicken house. He was sleeping in the chicken house, and that's the reason why he had them feathers. And then they started calling him Chicken.
Yeah. But I am a sucker for a good little love story though. So So I did appreciate that. Let's see. I thought even when Earl died, so you see than the guy Barbara Jean was married to. He died. Lester. And I was like, Lester seems so much older than her, right? I was like,
but I think it was just because he had such gray hair. But we know that sometimes you gray prematurely.
Yeah.
But he was older, and that's what he even said.
Yes.
He says, I know you probably think I'm just some old guy or whatever, But so clearly he was, I'm guessing, at least a decade older than she was. That's what I'm guessing. But he knew his role was to take care of her, and that's what he wanted to do, was to take care of her in a way that she hadn't really been taken care of prior to her coming to Big Earl and Thelma's house, right?
Okay.
And can I just talk about Big Earl and Thelma? The fact that they would just take in somebody who needed them. Like
there are people like that. Yes. I thought what was his wife's name? Because she was good and crazy to the end. Velma?
Big Earl, you want Minnie. The second one.
Minnie, yes. Minnie.
She was the second one. Yeah,
Minnie,
yeah. She was straight bananas. She's straight bananas.
Crazy.
Yeah.
She was sometimes you do. So all those things, I guess that's why I give it like a 4. I like the 4.5. I'm trying to think what
you sticking with that. I am. I think the acting was good. I think the story was good. I think that it was, well-rounded in a sense. It didn't make us seem like all superheroes, and it didn't make us all seem like all villains either, right? Like we were just humans having human experiences, and I like the fact that it touched on like the racism that was, overt, in an area. And, when Lester was, so upset when Adam got killed and was telling James, like, you can't.
Now, wait a minute. So I fast forwarded that part when Adam was the son.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't watch that. Now, there's certain things I don't do. I don't like to see kids suffer. That was too much. I couldn't watch that part. I know that of course, I know, what happened to him, but I couldn't watch that part. I easily fast forwarded and thought nothing of it. Like, I'm not doing that to myself. Yeah, it was already an emotional film towards the end. That was too much for me. I couldn't take that.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot. But
also, what I appreciate was Earl, and I like the way they showcased that with all that racism and stuff. He had his own place, and that's where the folks came to meet up, right? Yeah, and that we don't have a lot of that.
That speaks to the issue of segregation and desegregation, right? So on the negative side, we were being told where we couldn't go, what we couldn't do. But on the positive side, we had a greater sense of community and togetherness, right? Because we had to provide those places for ourselves. And so we all came together and met there. And, we knew who the pillars of our community were, right? So I think that part is lacking. You get to move into their neighborhood or whatever. They don't really accept you, and you really don't feel comfortable going there and doing whatever. So, right? Like, so
that's why, even though it's been some time, that's why I started Pastry Lover's Choice. Because here in old Staten Island, there wasn't a place for us to come. So when I see that, I look, that's my 4.5. But even just as we're talking about it, is making me think about it. Yes, they came to meet at these places, but in all these movies and TV shows, you see it all the time. And I've always said, like, the shop was someplace for us to come and gather. I knew the people's names, like in Cheers, where everybody knows your name. Right. And that was never a reality, but when I had my shop, I was able to know the people's names. So, when you see it on TV, it just seems so fictional, right? Like, how could that be? How could somebody go in places? Because that wasn't our experience. So
I can clearly say that growing up in Brooklyn, there wasn't any place that I can recall that was owned by somebody who looked like me. That I was welcome to go. Now, I mean, there were like shops or whatever that I, might frequented quite a bit, But as far as a place being like a black-owned business, no,
Yeah. Yeah.
no, that nope, nope,
Yeah.
nope, nope.
Yeah.
I didn't have that experience.
Right? With the intention of being intentional, it's a place for us, a place for us to gather and have functions, because we go places and give our money and they could care less, give me the money and that's it. But to know, to have that, like, oh, that's so and so, or when customers will come in, you know them by their names. Oh, I know what they want to order because this is what
Right,
they always order. So
right,
just seeing that made me think of that. And they came every day and sat down. Even if they showed it in movies, it's never someplace we own for the most part. For the most
right.
part.
I mean, I was thinking about it in the way that Happy Days, where they used to go to Arnold's, right, and they had their little specific place, like, the Fonz was known and he had his spot and everybody moved as soon as he come in or whatever. That was kind of like the same kind of reverence that the Supremes got.
Even when they got older, they thought somebody was in their seat, right?
Yeah, exactly. They were like young people trying to sit up in our seat. Like, what's the matter with them? No, they got it wrong. They got it twisted. I was not shocked, but saddened by Richmond being this philanderer. You know what I'm saying? But the writing was on the wall, which that's one thing Odette did. She called stuff out. She spoke it the way she saw it. She kept it.
Acting was superb. I get so, when I see a good actor, I can't even concentrate because I can't believe they are acting their behinds off. She was excellent. I had to stop and call my sister, like, are you watching this? Like who can I discuss this with? But she did a great job. But I think, I'm not gonna say all men, but typical, right? So now he's caught. Then he had the nerve to say he wasn't leaving. I'm not leaving.
He wasn't leaving. So she was like, "Oh, you're gonna be like that? Oh, okay."
His true colors. Yes. And he thought he was the man, because when they got back together, momentarily, he was like, "Oh, so how you moving back?"
Like,
that's how they are. They so crazy. We could do other things. I could sleep with you and keep it moving and stay here.
How about that?
Stay here, yeah.
Right, so, because she knew that she needed to focus on herself. But I was a little bit disappointed by the fact that Odette didn't, as much as she was a support and an encourager for everybody else, she wasn't like her own champion. She wasn't her own cheerleader. And I maybe that's why I can only give it 3.75, because I saw so much of myself in that. Like,
that's why it needs a 4.5. It needs a 4.5.
She was the lunch lady. She was the lunch lady.
Okay.
Not saying there's anything wrong with being a lunch lady. I'm just saying that she wanted to be a nurse. That was her passion, right? And Barbara Jean even mentions that, like that Odette's passion was nursing and Clarice's passion was music. Like, she didn't have a passion. That's what she felt. She didn't have a passion. And sometimes
people don't know. Sometimes people don't know what their passion is.
What their passion is. They have to figure it out. And that's okay. I feel like the journey is okay. I just think that you should continue the journey if you don't know. But just to think that both Clarice and Odette put their passion on the back burner for whatever reason, because I felt like Odette's husband, like James, was so supportive. Like, if she wanted to do it, I'm sure he would have been like sure, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? He was so supportive of her. But
you see that I see that to this day. People who put their passions on a back burner for whatever reason.
I know.
That's what makes it so. That happens every day in mainstream America. That's what it is. That's what it is.
But we need to figure out how we can do a different thing. Like, it's okay.
So that wasn't a film set in 2024. That wasn't a 2024, right? In those times, maybe that's hell. I know people
that was the best that they could do.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I know people right now in 2024 who's still not living their purpose, passion, or not doing what they want to do. I know, I
Mhm.
absolutely know that. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mhm.
know I did a little video about the haters and the naysayers. Like, you really got to block them out. This is, I don't know if I told you this, but this is national block out the naysayers and haters. This is like
But
I'm creating
sometimes
a whole movement.
sometimes it's not people. Sometimes it's what you know or feel about yourself that stops you. So it doesn't necessarily
Well,
have to be
that part
somebody.
too. And even if the naysayer is you need to block it out. Even if the naysayer is you. But I'm just saying, a lot of times we put so much stock in what other people say, and less
Mhm.
in what we know we need or what we want for ourselves. And if you are that person who's doing that, you'll never ever have that sense of fulfillment. You'll never feel like, you'll never really feel great. You can feel good in the moment, but you'll never feel great.
Mhm.
You'll never achieve the greatness that you should or could. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just feel like we got to do better. It's just, especially as women. I'm not saying men don't, but women have got to do better, because we teach everybody how to do whatever, right? So if your mother is successful, then she's raising more successful, more confident, successful kids.
That
Okay.
wasn't that
Now, I'm not
wasn't
saying
their
your father's
story.
not.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
That wasn't their story. That wasn't for Barbara Jean. For
Right.
I'm not sure they said what was going on with Clarice's mother.
Remember, they said that she was too busy acting like her husband wasn't missing, like missing in action, off doing whatever with whoever, and how she always just want to keep up appearances, like trying to make like
Okay.
everything was all good. So
Okay.
she
Oh,
was,
right.
yeah. So she was just
Mhm.
that person. Now,
Mhm.
Odette's mother, they didn't really go into anything in depth about what was going on, but she's she seemed like she was a spitfire. You wasn't really
Mhm.
putting one over on her either.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
they said that Odette was like born fearless because she was born up in country, that she
Right.
was
Right.
born fearless. She didn't know. And later on, she goes on to say that she was. It's not that she was fearless. She did feel fear. You know what I'm saying? But in the
Mhm.
face of that fear, she just like threw her hands up, like like, I'm gonna fight. Like, you're
Mhm.
not gonna back
Mhm.
me into a corner. So I think that
Mhm.
was that. But I think at the end of it, at the end of everything, like when Odette had it up to here with them. With the two, she was like, "You're both a problem, right? Like, I'm sick of both of y'all.
She
I'm fighting both
was
of
not
y'all."
playing. She gave it.
Left
I
us
guess she said, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm dying anyway, so I'm gonna tell them how I feel.
how I really
And I think, but then I think that's what also, and as she was saying that, to get up and walk away, and ended up passing out, and then a friend still came together. Sometimes that's what friendship, right? So that's the takeaway, because I do value my friendship. So you don't always get along or always have to agree, and sometimes you have arguments, but they was still right there. They was right there with her, and yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
And I
think
think
everybody
at the end of
needs
the day, they were like, "You don't really mean that." I mean, I think she
yeah,
really meant it. I think she really meant it,
hmm
but I think she was just saying, like, I don't have enough time left to be dealing with
yeah,
y'all in the same place. Like, y'all have to be
yeah,
willing to get to the next place, right? Because I'm
yeah.
not gonna always be here to push you. So
I
I
will
feel like,
say, let me just say,
mhm,
so I like Sanaa Lathan, but
mhm.
I'm thinking they. I mean, sh- she's an actress. Yes, I think. Hmm, I think she always plays. I don't want to say the same kind of role, but I don't think there's any depth to the roles that she plays. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So I
Yeah,
was always just like, ah,
it's kind of been like the pretty girl, you
yeah.
know,
And her father,
and I
her
feel like,
father, her father can make it happen for her. Her father, what's her father's name? Stan Latham. Yeah, that's what he does. He is. Isn't he like a producer or a director? He's
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
in the
yeah,
industry.
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah,
He
she
was
done.
in the industry. He
Yeah,
was in the industry, but
yeah.
I think that I still like Sanaa. I ain't gonna lie. I
No,
still
I
like
like
Sanaa.
her, but compared to
I like
those other
Sanaa.
actresses in there, no,
Yeah,
no, no. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just talking about her acting skills.
But
I do like
yeah,
Sanaa
I'm
Lathan.
getting to Ingenue Ellis. Ingenue Ellis, okay?
Yeah.
She is an amazing actor. She's an amazing actor. And I'm not even biased just because she's a Delta.
Oh boy.
But she
Yeah, okay.
You know, you come on. You know.
No, I know, absolutely. I'm telling you, I had to stop.
Ingenue Ellis is everything.
Because of her acting, I had to pause and say, like, who else is watching this? I thought it was great. I just think 4.5, right? We watch so many films that are subpar.
Right.
I just think when Karen Hunter said, she said, like, how come we don't know about this? She said, she said, whoever's doing the marketing, she said they marketed the bear. Yeah. And I did like the bear. Don't get me wrong.
I love the bear. I love the bear.
I do. You want to talk about that? Season 3 to me, I thought season 2 was my best, but that's a whole nother topic.
Right.
Season 3 was like, okay.
That's
season 2?
Yeah.
Oh, that's season 2.
Season 2 was amazing. Season 2 was amazing. I love the bear. Season 2.
Yeah, I do like the bear. I do. Yeah, but her point was they marketed that. And that, of course, you know, I guess bigger budget and they won all these Emmys and stuff. Well deserved. But can we get a little something? Not just here's a film, you got a platform, but if nobody knows about it, then how good is that?
And how good is that? Yeah. Well, I feel like they like you had kind of like, what more do you want?
Yeah.
I really feel like, you know, they said one done, you know. But it's up to us because, like, you know, another movie that I love that not everybody loved as much as I did, but I loved it, The Woman King. You know what I'm saying? Gina Bythewood, you know, she did basketball. She also did The Woman King. Okay. And so I look at even the growth in her as, you know, as a director, you know what I'm saying, as a writer, as like, or the way that she was able to tell those stories, you know, so it was like the story of that generation and then take something from like that was more historical and tell that story, you know, and the way it made me feel like I felt very empowered leaving that theater. I was like, you couldn't tell me nothing, you know what I'm saying? And I still to this day feel something when I watch Love and Basketball. I
do like Love and Basketball. I do like Love.
I love that movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites with what's the other one?
With
Love Jones. Oh, I love me some Love Jones.
Now, okay, I have to tell us I've never seen Love Jones. Never seen it. Like when I tell people like, oh, I've never seen Players Club, I've never seen Love Jones, I've never seen
this for what's her name? This for Ebony. Whoever knows that reference, this for Ebony. Yeah,
there's a lot of movies I haven't seen.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
You know, I have a very eclectic taste, you know. I
love me some Love Jones.
You know, my cousin Tony, she used to always say, you like City Slickers. You like what's that what you got? You ain't watch this, but you watch City Slickers. Yes,
that's Billy Crystal, right?
Yes, I love that movie. You know,
Love Jones. That's an all-time classic.
That's an all-time favorite.
Yes. Love Jones. That's right up there with the Love and Basketball.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't do that, so I can't speak on that one. But I will say that I was pleasantly surprised by the Supremes at Earl's All You Can Eat. I was very, very surprised. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought that I could see more. Like they could have given me a little bit more. I really did. I felt like they could have given me a little bit more. I loved the loving relationship that Odette and James had, and how when you find out that the reason why he wasn't really saying anything to her the first time they had met is because like he was sort of in awe of her, you know, and he was saying how somebody had picked on him as a kid and how she, you know, she jumped right in there ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? And how he was, you know, he was like in awe of her. you know, and even when he said, I think, if you think about marrying somebody, you should think about marrying me, because he loved her. I remember. Let me tell you something. I remember that this young lady's grandmother had told me that when you marry somebody who loves you more. And I was like, what? I was like, really? Like, huh? But there's something to be said for marrying somebody who loves you more. Not saying you shouldn't love them. I'm not trying to say that. But there's something to be said for when somebody just loves and adores you and, values that relationship so much. Like, you feel supported, you feel held down, you feel, held up, you feel.
I think that's a whole nother topic in itself, because I agree with that to a certain extent, but sometimes depending on those situations, then I know people who will take advantage of a situation when you feel like the guy is more into you than
Right.
So
yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying this is not about using anybody, but I'm talking about just in general feeling.
I get that. I get that. I understand that concept. I understand it.
Did you say?
I did. I understand that concept. I'm speaking as somebody who's been married for
a quarter of a century.
Yeah, damn near. Why is that happening? Uh-oh. That just went out. Why did that do that? You saw that camera go out?
No, I didn't see the camera go out.
Screen went black.
Yeah, no, it's still. I still see you clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've been married for so long. Come Sunday would be 28 years ago that I met my husband, and I think more so, like I always tell my girlfriend, the one thing that I love is a man being a man. So that whole support and protector and like you got my back. So I mean, I understand the concept of find somebody who loves you more, because I've seen people take advantage of it, right? So I guess all relationships are different. I've seen it. So
no, but, I know that there's always. Listen, I'm talking about all things being equal, like a person not trying to take advantage of somebody. I'm just saying, like, when you feel like, I feel like
it's easier said than done. I think you don't find that like that. I don't think you find that like that. I don't.
Well, clearly, I'm not an expert on this topic. I'm just stating.
In theory, it sounds good, right? Oh, find somebody who loves you. Like maybe when you're younger, maybe when you're starting out, right? But in today's world, like, no. And if I find somebody who's so in awe, I don't know. I don't know. And maybe
you don't want to be creeped out by them loving you, like worshiping you.
Yes. And I'm telling you, I've seen it firsthand where people can tend to take advantage or manipulate situations like that. So
yeah,
I like a man's man. Protect me as long as you feel protected and like I don't have to do anything, right? Anything.
I mean, but like, I think the definition of a man's man is ever evolving, right? Like, I think that you want somebody who exhibits strength, but I think you also know that there's some strength in being vulnerable. Like, so I definitely don't want somebody who is acting strong.
So when I say a man's man to me is the protector, the provider, right? The that's what I mean by man's man. I'm not talking about macho and he's so strong and rough and tough. That's my definition for me. What I'm attracted to. You can see a man who dressed nice, and it could be somebody who it's little things, right? Like who may not think working every day is a priority, right? Somebody who, when you, it's just little things. So when I say a man's man, I'm not talking about in essence. My definition of a man is you protect, provide, and as well as being there for me in every aspect, emotionally, just all things. So, don't let the term man.
But I just think that that's also something that people have sort of weaponized, the whole, what is a man? And if you are not living up to the old school definition, they feel like then you're not necessarily a strong man. You know what I mean? And so I'm just, you know me, because we know that in this here friendship that we more than 2 decades in, right? I mean, it's been a good minute.
Almost three, right?
Almost 3 decades,
When
right?
Lauryn Hill's when Miss Educational Lauryn Hill come
I
out,
know,
that was
right?
98. We went to that concert in 98.
98, yeah. So, but I think that we, I don't know. I
think also so my mindset at 30 years ago, right, is different now. So when you fast forward and you see people in situations, or you see how men operate, I know men that I'm really close to that act straight fool, right? And yet women accept it, right? They're a man, and I say the same thing. So whether I'm friends with you or not, my brother is a man, and does everything for his wife. But I can comment, but I won't, right? But I think your younger self, when you get older, it's a little different. But again, I can't speak to that. I've been out of the game for so long, but I do see people going through it, and it's things that when you hear the stories, like, girl, he did what, and you still going back, So it, I don't know. I have a different take on it. Some people say
I'm just saying. So I mean, there was definitely the depiction of Richmond being the typical man, right? The philanderer, right? And then there was James was like the strong and silent type, right? And Lester was like a protector. He was like to the rescue. Some might say Captain Saber. They might say that, right? So I think that they were all like good men in their right, but I think that if you think about how Clarice was talking about that church that she loved, and how the people in the church thought that she was the one with the problem, because she left Richmond. You know what I'm saying? But meanwhile, everybody in town seemed to know that Richmond did what Richmond did. And yet she was the crazy one for leaving, for putting her foot down and saying enough is enough. Like the expectation that you're supposed to just take whatever because he's a man. So, I was saying that in all of the years that we've known each other, one thing that's for sure is you're definitely much more conservative than I am. I'm much more liberal. I'm much more looking at things, from multiple perspectives, because I feel like that's what's necessary. I'm not saying yours is right and mine is wrong, or anything like that. I'm just saying the different viewpoints, I think, bring a lot to the table, like us being able to have discussions, and how we're still able to be friends. We might not agree, but we still are able to be friends. And the theme of friendship throughout this movie was the most important thing. Like, it was unbreakable. You know what I'm saying? Even when she was tired and didn't want to do it anymore, like, I'm done. And then she collapsed, and then the friends had to come in and swoop her up.
And I think that's why I'm sticking with my 4.5. I think because of the friendships that I have, like you have been there for me. I don't care if I wanted to sell double dogs on the corner, you was right there figuring out, like, how can we sell some double dogs, right? So I just have some very close friends that I would do anything for, and that friendship is irreplaceable. You cannot. I can't even imagine them not being in my life, right? It's only a handful, because even though you can have some friends and you're like, wait a minute, they're acting funny, but sometimes you can have friends for different things, but I just love that they're friendship. And sometimes they were friends together, right? So I don't necessarily know that I have friends that are together, but we all come together because everybody knows me, but we all together, right? The friends that I do know, they are friendly. They are friendly. They are friendly.
Like, we have some adjacencies, where friends are.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We have some of those, but we didn't meet like that. We didn't meet through somebody else. We met through the job. I was thinking this before we came on. I said, this is going to be the first time that we're on the same job in 20 years, 20 plus years,
Yeah.
doing the
Yeah.
whole YouTube thing, right? Because
Yeah.
we met working for transit, right? And so we had this individual friendship, and then came to find out that we knew people common.
Yeah, that
It
was
wasn't,
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
like, oh, met through somebody else, and so that's why I think we don't have that. But you have a few really good friends who I think are, nobody can tell a story like Lulu. Nobody, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
And I'll end with this because just in case you want to talk about the Braxtons, I think because that also talks about. I'm always intrigued by sibling relationships.
Right.
I just am. I just am just to see how they engage and how everybody doesn't have the perfect relationship with their siblings, but I'm just always intrigued by that. That really just because to me that is so real with all this reality TV. I think that's more real than just putting some friends together who really don't know each other. But
Right.
uh, that's interesting. So if you want to catch up on what is this? This is not a Braxton, so it's without
The
Tracy.
Braxtons, but I think the Braxtons is on some Philo or something. I'm like, I don't even know the station.
We TV.
Oh, it's on WeTV. Oh, okay. I can watch that.
Mhm.
Then. I have that on my cable channels. Yeah.
Even if you didn't watch the other episodes, but if you watch just the Braxtons, before it was the Braxtons Family Value, and
Oh
I
yeah,
watch a lot of
Braxton
TV.
Family Values. I watched that. I was up.
Yeah.
I was up on that. I was up on that. But I was going to say in all families and even in friendships, there's a pecking order. There just is.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pecking order, and I think that's really clear. It's really clear that with the Braxtons, that Toni is the oldest, and so I think she gets a little bit of respect. And I think that with Tamar being the youngest, she's like a brat. Kind of, that's kind of her role. I think Tawanda's was always a little bit more mature, and I think
Shout out to the Virgos. Tawanda is a Virgo.
Yes, okay. Yeah, I think she was
officially Virgo season. Just saying.
Okay, all right. Yeah. That's right.
Virgo season. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think there's a pecking order. I think there is a definite pecking order. So but if you watch my video when I'm talking about friendships, I say that I kind of feel like, and you can disagree, but I feel like friendships are in some ways more important than siblingships.
Oh, absolutely.
The kinship time. Because friends are the family you choose, as opposed to the family you were assigned, right? You don't have a choice. You was born into this family, it is what it is. So, but what I say is when you talk about good relationships with siblings, it's because they are friends.
Yeah.
Because they are friends. You know what I'm saying? Because they value each other individually as friends. Like if the only reason why we rock is because we're related.
Right.
We should
have options. I have options.
I have options.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have options.
Yeah.
I have options. So,
and those friends are the ones when
friends.
Yeah, those friends are when it's just certain times. You don't have to speak to them every day or every other day, but I'm telling you, some good friends. Nah, I wouldn't give them up for anything.
For nothing.
Yep.
I'm telling you, they are the most valuable thing that I have. The most valuable thing that I have, besides my memories, are my friends. Absolutely. I treasure my friends. And when you cease to be my friend, it's for a good reason.
Yeah. Oh, and I gotta stop being your friend.
I don't feel no kind of way about it. I don't feel no kind of way about it. I can give you all this Sagittarian love while you're here, and when you gone, you are persona non grata. It is what it is. It is what it is. But in general, oh, my friends are everything. My friends are everything. Like family members might be like, oh, you don't say that about, Listen, if I don't, even if you're related to me, if I don't consider you to be a friend, then who are you? Who are you to me? Yeah.
So. Right. Well, I will say to look at the Braxtons. Maybe we can come back next week and talk about the Braxtons. It looks like they come on Friday, so they have 3 episodes up. and I've been seeing some
Okay.
chatter on YouTube about, especially episode 3. So I think Trina's husband got something to say, and people are saying even shout out to Chronicle Speak.
Trina's married again.
Huh? Am I? Did I say
Trina's
that?
married again. I hear you.
Oh, okay. Trina.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta watch. I don't know when you
Yeah,
Trina been married.
I gotta watch. I'll
Well,
check it out.
just watch the Braxtons, because if you're not up on it, I want to come and talk about it before they do episode 4, because I've been seeing a lot of people talking about the Braxtons.
Okay.
Specifically this episode
Okay.
3.
So
I gotta watch episode 3.
I'm going to binge
Okay.
the episodes that are there
Mm-hmm.
on BTV.
I will watch Reasonable Doubt. Yeah.
And yes, and I will watch Reasonable Doubt. I mean, I have nothing but time on my hands, really. Well, I really have. I don't. I have other stuff. I got to be trying to figure out this editing software. I mentioned I have friends who have some technology savvy, who are technologically savvy. Can I get my mouth right? And so I was talking about you too. So yeah. So when I'm come a calling, because I don't know what.
Okay.
Yeah. But in the meantime, in between time, I will watch those shows so that when we come back together for our chit chat, I will have more input that I can, provide.
Yeah, and if you guys, because I want this to be a segment on Chef Sahara Speaks, or I can also go to Wonderfully Me. But just a segment with friends, just chit chat, because we can talk all day. It's like we're just on the phone. I just happen to be looking at you, but so this is like 10 episodes.
I know, right?
10 episodes, but yeah. So next week, who knows what tomorrow will bring, and we could probably talk about something else. I will not really talk politics, even though I have a lot to say. Even though I have a lot to say.
Listen, I don't want to discuss politics because I don't need to be any more angry than I am, and my goal is to skedaddle anyways. I need to be getting out of the country as often as I can. I don't want nothing that's going to interrupt that ability to do that. So I don't want to discuss.
But in the meantime, you are here, right? And things are going on in the world. So
I know.
I won't discuss it, but I do have a lot to say. Some people
think, listen, let me tell you the real reason why I want to discuss politics. Because I'm an empath, right? And so I feel everything so deeply, and I can't allow myself to be that upset. Like the level of
nope. So stop. So let's stop.
Yeah. Yeah. So that part. But I wanted to say before we go, I wanted to say this about the Supremes or at Earl's All You Could Eat. I want to say that I felt like the overarching theme that they were trying to get across to us is like, don't believe what the world tells you about yourself. You need to figure out who you are in relationship to the world, right? And I feel like that they realized that together they were stronger, they were better, and they recognized the value of the friendship, and that was the most important thing, right? So no matter what they had gone through, and all of them had suffered something, health crises, loss of a child, somebody cheating, or whatever the case is, right? And even lost a dream, to be a musician, or to be a nurse or whatever. So they kind of went through these things together, and I think that is the reason why it's important to understand that we all need somebody. We all need somebody in our corner.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. And they maintain their friendship despite sometimes people get with their significant other, and then they act funny, right? But they were able to maintain their friendships, and I like that the men respected that. Because some people, if you get a new friend, I'm like, come on, where you meet this person at? But those real friends, right? I'm a question when my friends talk about, oh yeah, because my friend, I'm like, wait, when did you meet him last year? I don't throw the friend title out there just old willy nilly. But
how long you got to be friends before you can be friends?
Yeah.
And how long? Yeah.
I don't know if it's a time limit, but I know you got to go through some things. Because you could think you know somebody. It's gonna take
Right.
some time to like this. Oh, okay. Because I know I got some stuff with me, and it takes a while to get to know me. And if you know me, you know me. And if you don't, listen. I'm not for everybody. So that's why I'm not trying to look for new people at this stage.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Right.
like
So yeah,
artichokes and asparagus. I'm like artichokes and
yeah.
asparagus.
At 50 plus, I'm not saying, oh, my friend, oh, she's cool. I'll say she's cool. Oh, yeah, she's
Right.
cool. But
Right.
friend, no, you're not getting you because it takes too much time. I don't have 50 more years to tell you everything I've been through. No.
Look, I never forget this somebody who used to work on our old job. What she told me, what Leslie said, she was like, I don't have time to cultivate friendships.
No, really. You really don't. You really
I don't have
don't.
the time
Yeah.
or energy required to cultivate new
I gotta
friendships.
call you, and then people, oh, girl, you didn't call me. Listen, I stick with what I have because
Right.
if too much time goes by, I just sent a text to my girlfriend. Well, she texts me like, we fighting. Oh, we just need to connect. I don't have to talk to her every week, but I need to
Right.
know like what's going on just to
Right.
communicate. Yeah.
Right. And the thing is that they know, I feel like my friends know that if something serious is going on, no matter whatever I'm going through, I'm still there for you too.
Right.
I'm still
Right.
there, so don't hesitate to plug in.
And friendship
and
has
let
to
me
be
know.
reciprocated. Yeah. Don't just
Absolutely.
think I'm
It
here
needs
to
to be
be here for
mutual.
you. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
got to be mutual. It got to be mutual. And yes, as you get older, the circle does close. Not only because people die, but because they need to be out of your life, out of everybody's not here forever. Everybody's
Yeah.
not here forever, and that's the reality. Everybody's not here forever.
This is true. This is
I ain't
true.
trying to say when it ceases to work,
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. Lay it to rest. Lay it to rest.
We have my term. I'm not gonna put it out there, but you know how I feel.
FAB.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah. And I mean it with everything. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm. When I get to that point, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we've covered everything. Look at your notes. I didn't write notes. You got notes on there, so I think we've covered everything.
I think I kind of hit everything. There's one part where I thought when they were shaving, Odette's hair, and then Clarice was like, "Yeah, shave mine too," because she wanted that fresh start. She wanted to start a new chapter, and she just felt like she needed to do that as well. I thought that was really nice. I thought it was more than just being done in solidarity, but it was also embarking on a fresh journey. Of her kind of being a better friend to herself than she had been. So I thought that was really significant. But I think and I just wrote that there's nothing better than feeling free, and I think that was something that all of them at different points needed. They needed the freedom, and also accepting what is. Accepting what is, no matter how difficult, because I think Barbara Jean was having a difficulty accepting things, and that's the reason why she was drinking so much. She had been exposed to a lot, and then she started drinking and whatever. But accepting, but changing that you can change, right? And so in her effort to make amends, or like one of the 12 steps or whatever, when she finally talked to Chick, and then they were able to rekindle, because he was the love of her life. He was, even though she married Lester, he was the one that she loved, that she truly loved.
Right.
And
I'm a sucker for a good love story, a good ending. I do like a nice little ending.
I mean, I'm a true sucker, which is the reason why I watch so many damn Hallmark Channel movies.
Oh, Lord, do you?
I do. I watch those because I told you I'm an empath. Like, I know for a fact that in watching that, I'm not going to be feeling like, oh, I can't rest now.
Okay.
Talk about can't rest. Why, oh why? I think only you can truly appreciate this, but why, oh why did I have a dream last night that I was in a booth and couldn't bag out? It was taking me everything I had. I couldn't bag out. I was like, what in the world?
You know, you look at that time and it's time that my release is coming. You know, back in the day, we had all those tokens and trying to get the token. Remember the token reserve and trying to.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my goodness! Oh my goodness! And
Look, I was selling
don't be at a busy
tokens
station.
for
Don't
every
be at
price.
a busy station. Oh my goodness!
I was selling tokens for every price. Like in my jewelry tokens were $1.75, and I was selling them for $1.50. I was selling them for I couldn't get my math right. I mean, I was a hot mess in this dream. But I was like, I know this is not just a dream, this is a
Wow!
great nightmare because I haven't had to sell a token in 22
Wow!
years. I haven't had to sell a token
I only
MetroCard.
haven't had tokens.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I haven't had to work in the
Yeah.
booth in 22 years, and still I'm haunted. I'm haunted by the experience.
Wow.
I'm haunted.
You know, nowadays they don't have money in the booth. I think I don't. Yeah, they can't even. They don't even do anything with the card. They don't do anything. They just sit
Yeah,
there.
they just sit there and give instructions,
Directions. Yeah.
directions and stuff. Yeah. Well, you know, good on them. Look, you know, as I've said in the previous video of mine on, you know, check me out on Wonderfully Me, check me out. But I said that, you know, during the time that I had to work there, I felt like my mind was turning to mush, and you know, it was not for me. I knew from the first day, and I know people thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I know that a lot of people raised their family on that,
Yeah.
you know, with that having that job. I know that. So, you know, in that way, yeah, I probably should have been like so grateful to be so young and, you know, and working there, but I never felt like it was the place for me. I never thought that it was a thing that I should be doing. I don't regret it because I did meet wonderful people while there. So I feel like, you know, it was a thing that had to happen, you know, and the bridge that brought me across. But if I ain't learned nothing else, I learned that you got to live for yourself. You can't take the job because your family thinks it's great or your friends think it's great or whatever. You got to feel like it's great. It has to fit you. It has to suit you. It has to suit you. So, you know, I feel like, you know, until I figure out how I can make money full time traveling.
It will. You can. You can and you will. You can and you will. Yeah?
I can and I will. Yes. And I'm so glad that, listen, for us to be similar yet different, I think they both left the security of what we knew and went towards the uncertainty of what we needed to do for ourselves. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic. Following your dreams, right?
We got so many topics. I hope you're writing these down because, you know, you're going to have to initiate these conversations.
Yeah, to follow your dream. To follow your dream, right? So we got to think of a name of the segment.
Yeah.
So this definitely will be a reoccurring segment, but next week we'll have a title. But definitely, I like to follow your dream because that we can talk the rest of the month, right? All September about follow your dream. Good Lord.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think this is a great place to start. I think we've been on longer than an hour. Let me see.
Almost an hour, yeah. Almost an hour.
That's good. So if you guys please comment below, subscribe to Chef Sahara Speaks as well as Wonderfully Me. I will pin the link to her channel as well. Comment. Give us a thumbs up if you like this kind of content, if you like talking, listening to two friends just talk amongst themselves, right? So let us know what would you like us to talk about. So I think
absolutely, and don't forget to subscribe.
Yes. When you do subscribe, right? When you do, hit that notification bell so you never miss when the two of us are going live again, or when I go live, or she goes live. But so I hope you have enjoyed.